Yeah, give him a hand. Welcome to the golden anniversary of the Medora Musical. I am your host, Emily Walter.
The Queen of the West. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. And this is my co-host, Mr. Bill Sorensen.
Wild West Prestidigitator.
Whoa. Hey,
Nothing.
Bill?
I got nothing.
Hey.
Huh?
Say howdy to Cowboy Lyle.
Oh, I missed.
Medora's most faithful and longest-serving trail rider.
Yeah.
Woo. Isn't that right, Lyle?
Yep.
The Medora Musical began in 1965 with music provided by the incomparable Jimmy Kennedy on an organ much like this one. Over the past 50 years, nearly 4 million people have gathered right here to help celebrate the rich history of the Badlands and our love of this great country. So won't you please rise now and join us in singing our national anthem just as we did 50 years ago. And this is our beautiful North Dakota. And for the past 50 years, it has been the home to the Medora Musical.
Yeah.
Woo. 50 years. Isn't that something, Lyle?
Yep.
Hey, Cowboy Lyle, you first appeared in the Medora Musical in 1973, right?
Yep.
And you've done the ghost ride down that back butte more than 2,000 times?
Yep.
Had a lot of good memories.
Yep.
Seen a lot of good feature acts.
I bet you got some great stories you could share. Anything you'd like to tell the audience tonight?
No.
And on with the show. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for your 2015 Burning Hill Singers.
In 1965, in this Badlands town, the Burning Hill Singers started laying it down. From the Star-Spangled Banner to the Little Brown Jug, they were laughing and singing and a-cutting the rug. There were benches on a hill and a one-room shack up the hill over yonder past the railroad tracks. People came a-running when they heard the sound of the music breaking up as the sun went down. Saddle up the horses and hit the lights. The music was here, burning up the hills tonight.
Well, now the times have changed, but the spirit's the same. They built a great big theater with a brand new name.
They got the ghost riding Teddy's Church of Sam on Hill.
And the Medora Clubbers always give us a thrill.
They got the trail runners outside the town with Lyle, a resident cowboy who's been here for a while.
Sheep in trees and he reads to the beat, surrounded by the music and the starlight. Let the buses roll up, start
like it loud. We like it loud. We like it, we like it, we like it loud. We like it okay. The party won't be revving till we crank it to 11. Get it rockin', up and to knockin'. We're gonna say it loud. We love our country and we like it loud. Won't you ride in my little red wagon?
I would like to.
Pull you down the street. And all those kids, they will be jealous when they see my playmate so sweet. Hold tight till we come to the hilltop. Then we'll roll down the hill, yeah, you and me. Won't you ride in my little red wagon? For you are my sweetheart to be.
Bill Sorensen, you sound amazing.
Well, thanks, Miss Emily.
Where did you learn to sing like that, man? You sound like a blues singer.
Yeah, that's it, a blues singer. That's me, Miss Emily Blues. Well, I've been practicing, getting ready to impress you for the big 50th anniversary. Well, I sang with all the blues greats. B.B. King, Blind Melon Lemon. They used to call me the S-Man. Solid.
Won't you ride in my little red wagon? For you are my sweetheart to be.
Let's meet the Burning Hill Singers.
Yes, let's meet our newest Burning Hill singers, both now living in New York City. Jessica Bradish from Des Moines, Iowa, and Patrick Kelly from San Jose, California.
We've got Janet Wichita Wiggins from Wichita, Kansas, and Clayton Hinshaw from Dickinson State University and Indiana.
From Stratford, Connecticut, back for his fourth year, Mr. Ken Curacone. And one of our own is back, Misty Cope from Grand Forks, North Dakota.
Yeah.
Till we come to the hilltop, and we're gonna coast down the hill, you and me. Won't you ride in my little red wagon? 'Cause you are my sweetheart to be.
We have Miss Candace Lively from Strawberry Plains, Tennessee, and her fiance, Chet Woolen from St. Anthony, Minnesota.
Returning from Bel Air, Maryland, it's blue-eyed Kevin Korzinski. And we have Olivia Berglund from Fargo, North Dakota.
It's year 4 for Kimberly Steffen from Spencer, Iowa, and we've got Damon Ficker from Dickinson, North Dakota.
Won't you ride in my little red wagon? I would like to pull you down the street. Won't you ride in my little red wagon? 'Cause you are my sweetheart to be.
All right, folks, put your hands together for the Medora Trail Riders. And our feature act, the Chicago Boys. Let's bring out Sheriff Bear and Cowboy Lyle. Ladies and gentlemen, it is your golden anniversary 2015 cast of the Medora Musical. Take it away, Cowboy Chance.
Burning, burning up the hills, we're burning. Just can't wait until we're burning. Burning till you get your thrill. Come on now. Burning up the hills, we're burning. Just can't wait until we're burning. Burning till you get your thrill. We're burning up the hills, burning up the hills, burning up the hills tonight. Howdy! The Medora Musical has been a family tradition for many of us. My name is Chet Wallen, and I first got up here on this stage when I was 4 years old, doing rope tricks with Monty Montana.
My family first came to the musical before the escalator went in, so you had to walk down and then all the way back up. And I remember the girls' skirts being really big and full and spinning really fast. And I especially remember the big sky. Wow!
I remember coming down on stage during the kids section. I was absolutely terrified of the singers. I mean, they were so, and I was so small.
I didn't come down on stage as a kid. I
was always too scared. But I remember the buildings moving and the horses. I loved the horses. And like you said, Misty, the huge sky.
There is something special about this area. It feels like home, even to those of us who weren't born here. Theodore Roosevelt first came to the Dakota Territory when he was just a young man, and well, it changed his life forever.
There are no words that can tell the hidden spirit of this wilderness. And I grew very fond of this place. It was a fine, healthy life. It taught a man self-reliance, hardihood, and the value of instant decision.
So whether it's your first visit to the musical or your 21st, we're glad you could join us for this special 50th anniversary celebration. When we first talked about what to include tonight, we knew we needed to include a song that was introduced in 1969 and has been a part of our show ever since. Listen to this.
Walt Disney's the one and only genuine original family band. That fabulous Dakota-bound pioneer family whose musical razzmatazz rang up the curtain for territorial statehood.
Released in 1968, this Disney movie featured the song Dakota. And in 1969, Dakota became our unofficial theme song.
Where the roots grow deep and the winds blow clean, where the air is fresh and the summer green, where virgin fields await the plow, a great tomorrow is dawning now. Dakota, where a man stands tall. Dakota, Dakota, where there's land for all.
Rolling rivers embrace the plain, where someday there is gonna be golden oceans of flowing grain, just as far as your eye can see. The badlands, the blue skies of the shining west. Dakota, oh Dakota, by the heavens blessed. Rolling rivers embrace the plain, where someday there is gonna be golden oceans of flowing rain, just as far as your eye can see. The badlands, the blue skies of the shining west. Dakota, oh Dakota, by the heavens
Missy, you better slow down in that thing. You better get the wagon out of the way. Bill, we have a lot of people here tonight, and you're supposed to be over here.
Hey, Miss Emily.
Hey.
I've got an idea.
Oh, I am so sure you do.
No, it's a good one this time. You're going to like this one.
Really?
Yes. Hey, Miss Emily, do you remember how last year we told everybody we're putting together a time capsule to bury up there on Time Capsule Hill to be opened 50 years from now?
I do remember.
Well, I thought it'd be a great idea if tonight we had all the kids come down on stage. I will take a photo of them. We'll put the photo in the time capsule.
Wow, that really is a good idea.
Well, thank you.
Nice job, Bill. Hey, kids, why don't you come down to the stage? We are going to take your picture, and we have a special gift to give you afterwards. Come on down.
Yeah.
Take it, Damon.
splish splash, I was taking a bath.
On about a Saturday night, rub-a-dub, just relaxing in the tub, thinking everything was alright. Well, I stepped out the tub, I put my feet on the floor. I wrapped the towel around me and I opened the door. And then a splish splash, I jumped back in the bath. Well, how was I to know there was a party going on? There was a splishing and a splashing, reeling with the feeling, moving and a grooving, rocking and a rolling.
Yeah! All right, kids, everybody gather around the Mr. Bubble car. Let the tall ones in back and the little ones in front, because we have to take your picture. Everybody scooch in. Here we go.
Bing bang, I saw the whole gang dancing on my living room rug. Flip flop, they were doing the bop. All the kids had the dancing bug. There was Lollipop with Peggy Sue. Good golly, Miss Molly was even there too. And then a splish splash, I forgot about the bath. I went and put my dancing shoes on. Yeah, there was a swishing and a splashing, reeling with the feeling, moving and a grooving, rocking and a rolling.
Yeah! All right, kids. Everybody squish in as far as you can. Remember, little ones in front and the taller ones in back, because we gotta take the picture. Hey, did you know that the same person who started the Medora Musical also invented Mr. Bubble? Well, it's true, Mr. Harold Schafer. He knew that if you had a dream and you worked really hard and you believed in yourself, well, you could make that dream come true. Just look out there. Look at all those seats, all those people. It's all because one man had a dream. Say, do any of you have a dream, something you want to do someday when you grow up? Do you know what you want to be? You know what you want to be? What? A police officer. All right. Raise your hand if you
What do you
know.
want to be when you grow up?
In the musical.
She wants to be one of us.
All right, all
Right
right.
over here, Miss Emily. What do you want to be when you get older? An artiste.
An artiste, very nice. And how about you? A Burning Hell singer, yay! Just remember, kids, what Theodore Roosevelt said a long time ago. Believe you can, and you're halfway there.
Hey, Miss Emily. I think I've got everybody in the shot here.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah, I
Good.
think I'm about, I just have to get in the middle here, sir. If I lean back just a little, I think I've got it. Yeah, don't be jiggling there, sir. All right, now settle down. All right, now, this guy's gonna be trouble, Miss Emily. All right, now listen, at the count of three, I need everybody to say bully for Mr. Bubble. All right, that's what we're gonna do. At the count of three. Ouch! Ow! I can't believe you did that. All right. Now here we go. Count of three. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Bully for Mr. Bubble!
We got it.
Oh, that's going to be such a great picture. We're going to put that in the time capsule, and you all have to come back in 50 years so you can see it. You can go ahead and go back to your seats now. Thank you.
There was a swishing and a splashing, reeling with the feeling, moving and a grooving, rocking and a rolling. Swishing and a splashing, reeling with the feeling, moving and a grooving, rocking and a rolling. Splish splash, I was taking a bath, yeah.
All right, thank you so much, kids. If you didn't get any bubbles, some of those nice people in the black shirts will get you one. All right? Thank you so much, and a big thanks to the Village Company for providing all that, Mr. Bubble.
Yeah, that's terrific. All right, now, folks, here's the rules. If you send one down, you take one back. 2 down, 2 back, all right? You got it? We got 3 left over from last night, so thanks for coming up, guys. It was great to have you.
Oh,
This guy's sliding along.
I think he wants to stay. Here, let's go down, okay?
I got him here. Nice
All
job.
right.
Thank you. Thanks for coming up. We got a lot of them here tonight, Miss
We
Emily.
sure do, and they feel very comfortable on stage.
Yeah.
That's a good thing.
I think several of them are auditioning, and they look good to me.
Yeah.
Wow, Miss Emily, isn't it exciting to think that all those kids that were down here on stage will still be coming and enjoying the Medora Musical 50 years from now?
I think that's very exciting.
Yeah, this is great. Hey, Miss Emily, when was your first year in the Medora Musical?
Well, I was a Burning Hill singer back in the early 90s.
Early 1990s. Yeah, I remember. You had big hair back then.
Yeah.
Patsy Cline stuff, right?
Exactly.
All right. Hey, how many of you remember going to the Medora Musical in the 1990s?
All right.
A lot. Wow, great, great. How about the 1980s? Whoa. Wow, how about the 1970s?
Wow.
We have a very old crowd tonight, Miss Emily.
Hey, that is not a nice thing to say.
Well, how about the 1960s? I know you. I remember the 1960s, too. In fact, the favorite act of the time in the early days, Miss Emily, was a dog act. Victor Julian and his Little Stars. Harold Schafer loved dog acts, so that act was here for 15 years.
Wow.
So I thought we should commemorate them in our time capsule. So
Okay.
I got some, just take me a second. This will be great. I'm excited about this, guys. Going to put this in the time capsule. Here's the time capsule, Miss Emily. I'm just going to put this in. This is great.
Hey, whoa. No, you cannot put a dog in the time capsule. No dogs in the time capsule.
It just fits. I tried.
Hey, give me the dog. Thank you. Now get in the car, please.
Well, be careful. I got that for my wife.
Good trade. Ladies and gentlemen, gather up those kids and turn on your radios because the Badlands Barn Dance is on the air.
TRMF Medora.
It's the Badlands Barn Dance, brought to you by the Theodore Roosevelt Medora Foundation. I'm your host, Cowboy Chet. Tonight's broadcast is sponsored by Mr. Bubble.
Hey kids, have you heard about that new bubbly way to take a bath with Mr. Bubble?
He's got a bubbly face and a bubbly nose.
Mr. Bubble.
He'll bubble you clean and soften your skin.
Mr. Bubble.
He'll bubble your nose and bubble your chin. It's so much fun when you hop in with
Mr. Bubble. Take a bath with Mr. Bubble. He'll get you so clean your mother won't know you.
Take a bubbly bath in a bubbly tub. You'll never want to stop.
My name is Mr. Bubble, and you can watch me pop.
Tonight we'll explore the history of the Medora Musical. Now let's go back to the beginning. The year was 1965. Gas was 31 cents a gallon. The Beatles just hit our shores. And North Dakota businessman Harold Schafer had an idea.
I did it. I just bought an amphitheater in historic Medora, and I have an idea for a show. Teddy Roosevelt rides again. A Medora musical. What do you think?
Yes, an idea was born. Harold had put together a Wild West variety show honoring President Theodore Roosevelt and hired professional singers like these two here.
For those of you listening at home, our Burning Hill singers are sporting a lovely hippie-inspired bandana print, reminiscent of those first costumes.
That first show's opening number went something like this.
Wait for the wagon, wait for the wagon, wait for the wagon, and we'll all take a ride. Wait for the wagon, wait for the wagon, wait for the wagon, and we'll all take a ride. Hear that music? Ain't that something darn right? There's a share a loving cup with different partners for a while, but for hitching up with Make Mine Western Star. Oh, wait for the wagon, wait for the wagon, wait for the wagon, and we'll all take a ride. Hey!
Now it's time for a segment we like to call Advice for the Lovelorn with our host Emily Walter and our own romance expert,
Lyle, the lady killer glass.
Lois from Grassy Butte writes, Dear Cowboy Lyle, I am dating a North Dakota cowboy. He doesn't read me poetry, he doesn't buy me gifts, but he doesn't spit in the house. Does this mean he loves me?
Yep.
Thank you, Cowboy Lyle.
Love was definitely in the air in the swinging 70s, and our Burning Hill singers appeared in denim patchwork pantsuits. Groovy.
And in 1975, Harold received the Rough Rider Award, named after Theodore Roosevelt's own Rough Riders, a regiment made up of Eastern dudes and North Dakota country boys.
Sun's up. Sun's up.
Well, life on the farm is kinda laid back. Ain't much an old country boy like me can hack. Early to rise, early in the sack. Thank God I'm a country boy. Well, a simple kind of life never did me no harm. Raising me a family and working on the farm. My days are filled with an easy country charm. Thank God I'm a country boy. Well, I got me a fine wife, I got me old fiddle. When the sun's coming up, I got cakes on the griddle. Life ain't nothing but a funny, funny riddle. Thank God I'm a country boy. When the sun's coming up, I got cakes on the griddle. Life ain't nothing but a funny, funny riddle. Thank God I'm a country boy. Yeah, life ain't nothing but a funny, funny riddle. Thank God I'm a country boy. Yeehaw!
Well, I like my loving done country style, and this little girl would walk a country mile to find her a good old slow talking country boy. I said a country boy. I'm about as old-fashioned as I can be, and I hope you're liking what you see. 'Cause if you're looking at me, you're looking at country. You don't see no city when you look at me, 'cause country's all I am. I love running barefooted through the old cornfields, and I love that country ham. Well, you say I'm a man just to fit your plans, but does a barnyard shovel fit your hands? If your eyes are on me, you're looking at country. If your eyes are on me, you're looking at country. Yeehaw!
Misty Cope from Grand Forks, North Dakota.
Our next Burning Hill singers are wearing a lovely ensemble from the 1980s. For our listeners at home, remember bigger was better in the 80s. Big hair, big shoulder pads, big ruffles, and big skirts.
And no one had bigger chart toppers than the Judds.
Sitting on a porch swing, listening to the light rain, beating on a tin roof, baby, just me and you, rocking with the rhythm of the rain. Slide on over, baby, hold me closer, moving to and fro, just swaying like a slow freight train, rocking with the rhythm of the rain. So let the breeze that's falling, birds singing, crickets calling. Oh, my heart will never be the same. Keep that sweet feeling flowing. Oh, me and my baby, rocking with the rhythm of the rain. Oh, baby, hold me tight. Say you love me. It's all I wanna hear tonight. Sitting on a porch swing, listening to the light rain, beating on a tin roof, baby, just me and you, rocking with the rhythm of the rain. Oh yeah, me and my baby, rocking with the rhythm of the rain. Grandpa, tell me about the good old days. Sometimes it feels like this world's gone crazy. Grandpa, take me back to yesterday, when the line between right and wrong didn't seem
so hazy. Did lovers really fall in love to stay and stand beside each other come what may? Was a promise really something people kept, not just something they would say? Did families really bow their heads to pray? Did daddies really never go away? Whoa, whoa, Grandpa, tell me about the good old days. Whoa, whoa, Grandpa, tell me about the good old days. Have mercy. Well, I was standing in line at the city bus stop, soaked to the skin from every raindrop. I see you driving by just like a thin jet, with your arm around some little brunette. Have mercy on me. You treat me so bad, I'm in misery. It's breaking my heart, can't you see? Baby, baby, have mercy on me. Have mercy on me. You treat me so bad, I'm in misery. It's breaking my heart, can't you see? Baby, baby, have mercy on me. Baby, baby, have mercy on me.
Once again, this is the Badlands Barn Dance, brought to you by the Theodore Roosevelt Medora Foundation.
TRMF Medora.
Oh, we have got a good group tonight, Miss Emily.
We sure do.
Hey, Miss Emily, TRMF. I figured out what that stands for. Tourists Remembering Medora Forever. Yeah.
Oh, Theodore Roosevelt Medora Foundation.
I suppose.
It's an acronym like GMC.
GMC, I know that one. Get more cash.
General Motor Corporation.
Or Ford, Fix or Repair Daily. I know some of them.
Bill, you don't even know what an acronym is.
Well, sure I do. I'm a member of AAA. Americans Against Alliteration and Acronyms. Oh, and I am a member of DAP.
DAP?
Mm-hmm. DAP. Parents Against Dyslexia. Good group, really. I used to be dyslexic, but I'm KO now. Miss Emily, you think that I don't know about acronyms? Let me tell you how I know about acronyms. See, last summer, right here in Medora, we had a convention of the North Dakota Society of Certified Public Accountants, the NDSCPA. So Randy, the CEO of TRMF, together with the CFO and the COO, invited me to an executive VP reception for the executive VP of the NDSCPA, who happened to be a PhD and MBA and an IRS expert. Now, this VIP reception had RSVP, ASAP, and it was a BYOB thing. And I had my brand new HD TV, which was an RCA. And the back of my SUV, which was a GMC. And I wanted to watch NCIS LA on USA and CSI NY on TNT, and oh, the NFL special was on HBO. So I thought, what are the odds I'm going to be BFF with the executive VP of the NDSCPA, is a PhD, an MBA, and an IRS expert? So I stayed in bed and watched TV.
Were you sick?
Well, actually, I was sick.
Oh.
But the EMTs took me to the ER. They thought I was DOA. But the RN found my BP. Gave me an IV. Sent me for an MRI. Then I went to the OR. Afterwards, I spent 3 days in the ICU where the LPNs gave me some TLC, and now I'm A-OK.
Are you finished?
No, I'm not finished. I'm Norwegian.
Hey, there you have it.
Bill and Emily.
The 90s brought us Glad, Glad, Glad. The grunge scene brought flannel back with a vengeance.
And our theater received a major renovation. Not only did we add additional seating, a new stage, and an outdoor escalator, we also changed the direction of the theater itself. Imagine watching tonight's show facing that way.
Now, all of these improvements made things easier on our audience, but our Burning Hill singers were still singing on corded mics. Each singer had to deal with 25 feet of microphone cable, which took as long to rehearse with the chorus as it did to learn the actual song and dance.
It was 700 fence posts from your house to ours. Neither one of us was old enough to drive a car. Sometimes it was raining, sometimes it would shine. We were out the gravel road between your house and mine. I'd start walking your way, you'd start walking mine. We meet in the middle, eat that old Georgia pine. We gain a lot of ground, 'cause we both get a little. There ain't no road too long when we meet in the middle. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I start walking your way, you start walking mine. We meet in the middle, eat that old Georgia pine. We gain a lot of ground, 'cause we both get a little. There ain't no road too long when we meet in the middle. Babe, I love the way we work it out. That's what love is all about. I start walking your way, you start walking mine. We meet in the middle, eat that old Georgia pine. We gain a lot of ground, 'cause we both get a little. There ain't no road too long when we meet in the middle. When we meet in the middle. Yeah.
Out in the country past the city limit sign, where there's a honky-tonk near the county line. The joint starts jumping every night when the sun goes down. Woo! We got whiskey, women, music and smoke. It's where all the cowboys go on a good scootin' boogie.
I got a good job, I work hard for my money. When it's quitting time, I hit the door running. I fire up my pickup truck and let the horse say his run. Woo! I go flying down the highway, through that hideaway, stuck out in the woods to do the boot scoot boogie.
Come on now. Well, come on, baby, let's go boot scooting.
Oh, Cadillac, Black Jack, baby, meet me out back, we're gonna boogie.
Well, get down, turn around, go to town, boot scooting boogie. Come on, baby, let's go boot scooting.
Oh, Cadillac, Black Jack, baby, meet me out back, we're gonna boogie.
Well, get down, turn around, go to town, boot scooting boogie. Well, get down, turn around, go to town, boot scooting boogie. Well, get down, turn around, go to town, boot scooting boogie.
entered the 21st century and our Burning Hill Singers appeared in Western turquoise boho chic. Yeehaw!
Which brings us to today. With all the history behind us, we're still singing great country and Western music here at the Medora Musical.
Country music has always been the people's music, and it has changed over the years as much as the fashions in the musical. Now, I know everybody has their favorites. Some of you like the old country standards, and some of you like more the modern pop. Well, whatever your taste, here are some of the best of the past and the best of today.
He said, I love you till I die. She told him you'll forget in time. As the years went slowly by, she still preyed upon his mind. He left her picture on the wall, went half crazy now and then, but he still loved her through it all, hoping she'd come back again. He left some letters by his bed, dated 1962, had them underlined in red, every single I love you. I went to see him just today, but I didn't see no tears, all dressed up to go away. First time I'd seen him smile in years. He stopped loving her today. They placed a wreath upon his door, and soon they'll carry him away. He stopped loving her today. You know, she came to see him one last time. We all wondered if she would. And it kept running through my mind. This time, he's over her for good. He stopped loving her today. They placed a wreath upon his door, and soon they'll carry him away. He stopped loving her today.
And this 70s hit from North Dakota's own Lynn Anderson. I beg your pardon, I never promised you a rose garden along with the sunshine. There's gotta be a little rain sometime. When you take, you gotta give, so leave it go. Oh, 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 I beg your pardon. I never promised you a rose garden. I could promise you things like big diamond rings, but you won't find roses growing on stalks of clover. So you better think it over. Well, if sweet talking you could make it come true, I would give you the world right now on a silver platter. But what would it matter? So smile for a while and let's be jolly. Love should be so melancholy. Come along and share the good times while you can. I beg your pardon, I never promised you a rose garden. I beg your pardon, I never promised you a rose garden. Well, all the parties
streets are talking, store from mannequins sleeping in the lights. We used to smoke while we were jaywalking, like it was your birthday every other Saturday night. Knew the band, so we never played our cover. Wrote our names on the bathroom tiles. We never dressed to impress all the others. They would let us in on a laid-back kind of style. But boy, you know it's been a while, and I don't know why you don't take me downtown like you got anywhere better than me. Toss it up and give me the go round, round like a good time tease. I'm only counting on your cancellation when I should be counting on that hot dog. Did you forget about how we went around? I don't know why you don't take me downtown anymore.
To work, stuck in traffic, going slow, nothing hurry-ho. I don't wanna be another chore to check off on your list. Things you gotta do, places that you gotta go.
I wanna be on Friday night, sweet wine, summertime sunshine, heaven in the moonlight. I wanna be on jackpot, crossfire, white open road and candy apple ragtop.
I wanna set you free, I wanna take you high. I wanna be on Friday night.
Oh, your Friday night. Oh, your Friday night. Oh, your Friday night.
And now a word from our sponsor, Mr. Bubble. When this old cowboy hears the dinner bell, after a hard day's work out on the range chasing outlaws, he likes to ride back to the ranch, get off his horse, and spit. Spit again. And when he's done eating, he walks to the bunkhouse, where he opens the door. Oops, wrong door. As he hops into his bunk and fluffs his pillow, he listens to the lonely, distant train. He falls asleep, dreaming about the sad. He falls asleep, dreaming about the Saturday night bath he'll take in Mr. Bubble.
My name is Mr. Bubble, and you can watch me pop.
Well, folks, it's time we get our boot heels a-moving. We want to remind our listeners at home that it. This has been the Badlands Barn Dance on
TRMF Medora.
After all these years, the Medora Musical is still going strong. And in 50 years from now, in the year 2065, the Burning Hill Singers will still be rocking it in their futuristic metallic get-ups. Talk about your space cowboys. Take us out, Coal Diggers. Come on.
It's like a boogie-woogie choo-choo train. You know she likes to turn and dancing on the outskirts of town, where the music's turned up and the lights are turned down. Shake it, shake it, shake it on the dance floor. Crowd screaming, screaming, more, more, more. We got the boogie-woogie-woogie spread all over the place. You got to stagger the ceiling, sticking down in your face. Baby, lots of rockin' like a boogie-woogie choo-choo train. I said, baby, lots of rockin'. Oh, baby, lots of rockin'. Oh, baby, lots of rockin' like a boogie-woogie choo-choo train. We got a boogie-woogie-woogie spread all over the place. You got a sag in the ceiling sticking out of your face. Baby, lots of rockin' like a boogie-woogie choo-choo train. All right. Like a boogie-woogie choo-choo train. We got the boogie-woogie-woogie spread all over the place. You got a sack in the ceiling sticking out of your face. Baby, lots of rockin' like a boogie-woogie choo-choo train. I say my baby lots of rockin' like a boogie-woogie choo-choo train.
The Badlands Barn Dance featuring your Burning Hill Singers and our fantastic Coal Diggers! Yeah! Tonight, we are creating new memories, but we'd also love to hear about some of your old ones. What Medora has meant to you in the past and what you think it might mean for future generations. If you look in your programs, you'll find a special 50th anniversary time capsule insert in there for you to fill out with your favorite Medora memory. And perhaps your voice will be heard 50 years from now. Across the tan Dakota land, the sun is slowly fading. Shadows of the night are coming on. Another day has slipped away. Still she goes on waiting, waiting for the one who sang this song. He sang Medora, Medora, I'll be coming back to you. Wild and free, she waits for me coming home. Wild and free, she waits for me coming home to Medora. Thank you, Roger. We encourage you to fill those out during intermission and place them in the blue box right in front of the concession stand on that mid-level.
Hey, Miss Emily, nice job on a pretty song.
Thank you. It is a pretty song, isn't
Yes, pretty song, pretty lady,
it? Oh.
very pretty night, pretty cute teddy bear. Pretty old guitar player, really.
Oh, ouch.
Hey, Miss Emily. I know what I'm going to write about and put into that memory box.
Oh, you do?
Yes, I do. I'm going to tell the folks everything I've learned about Reddy Roosevelt.
Do you mean Teddy Roosevelt?
Yeah, that's what I said. Reddy Roosevelt. You'll be interested in this, Barrow Share. Now listen. See, Reddy Roosevelt was a very famous man. In fact, right down here in the town of Demora, we have the Reddy Roosevelt Passional Narc. It is a very pice narc. It's got big fuff below. And little dairy bugs. Oh, and our Sassional Nimble, the old beagle. You know what that is, Miss Emily?
Well, I know what an eagle is.
Yeah, 2 under par. Now listen, did you know that the Betty Tear is named after Reddy Roosevelt? This is a true story. See, Reddy Roosevelt's out hunting, he's looking for Guy Dwayne, and they came across a little caribou. And they wanted Reddy Roosevelt to boot the share. No, but he wouldn't boot the share because it was so lewd and cuffable. So they wrote stories in newspapers and they made cartoons about Reddy Roosevelt, the hind-carded hunter of Guy Dwayne. And so somebody took some material and they cut it in the shape of a little caribou and they stuffed it. And that is why we have the Betty Dare today. It's named Reddy Roosevelt, the Betty Dare. That's a Strutory. Now listen. This one is not a Strutory. It's a Terry fail. But as the gory stows, Demora was out hunting in the lad bands. She was on Borsack. She had her Typhoon roll when suddenly a vain and vicious snattlerake came blithering sly. And Demora was going to shoot that break in the snass. But just when she tweezed the squigger, the snattlerake spoiled and crang at her. Ma's into the kiss. Now, just then, a lore-piddled running rabbit came bopping high. And the Fizzbart Shun got hit the running rabbit. She ringed the wabbit. Talk about splitting hairs, huh? Now, because the little running rabbit was so lewd and cuffable, she took it back to the chateau, nursed it to Nelf. Became a family pet. Ingrown hair, you could say. So, I'm going to tell you the story of the Morris. There's a story to the Morris. I'll tell this lady here in full roar. See, ma'am, let me tell you, see, hunting is not like life. Now, in hunting, you go out looking for something vain and vicious, and you often find something lewd and cuffable. But in life, you go out looking for someone lewd and cuffable. You often find someone vain and vicious.
Still Borenson, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, let's bring out our fiddler, Mr. Josh McFerrin. The devil went down to Georgia. He was looking for a soul to steal. He was in a bind because he was way behind. He was willing to make a deal. Now he came upon this young man sawing on a fiddle and playing it hot. And the devil jumped upon a hickory stump and said, boy, let me tell you what. I guess you didn't know it, but I'm a fiddle player too. And if you'd care to take a dare, I'll make a bet with you. The boy said, my name's Johnny, and it might be a sin, but I'll take your bet you're gonna regret, cause I'm the best it's ever been. Johnny, rising up your bow and play that fiddle hard, cause hell's broke loose in Georgia and the devil deals the cards. If you win, you get the shiny fiddle made of gold, but if you lose, the devil gets your soul.
picking out dough. Granny does a dog bite, no child, no. Uh-huh. Gentlemen, featuring our phenomenal fiddler, Josh McFerrin. All right, folks, it is now time for intermission. Time for you to head up to the concession stand, get yourself a tasty treat, visit our mid-level gift shop. You can get an official Queen of the West tee or a cowboy hat. We'll be back in 10. Aye!
Sheila, it's pretty well known that since 1965, you are the show's biggest fan and the number one encourager of those casts. And I think that it would be interesting for people to know, when you meet the cast for the first time, this year in particular with the 50th anniversary season, what advice did you give to the cast of the Medora Musical?
Well, I know how excited they're going to be to get this show started. So excited the first time they've got a big crowd, or their parents are there, or their boyfriends or classmates. I want them to remember that on a bad night, the weather's terrible, the crowd's small, that out in that audience are people who've never been to Medora, never been to North Dakota maybe, and sitting there in that theater for the first time. You do that show for them. They go away and remember, every night there'll be somebody that's never seen the musical, has no idea what it's about. Just go out on that stage and thrill them.
Now it's time to meet our coal diggers. Playing that guitar from Wigan, England, we got Nick Kelly. All right. And on that fiddle from Frazeysburg, Ohio, Josh McFerrin. You're slapping the bass from North Plainfield, New Jersey, Eduardo Herbert Avila.
Yeah. Hey, Chetty, I need to interrupt for 1 second. Excuse the interruption, ladies and gentlemen. We'd just like to ask your assistance in one little thing during the second half of the show. If you wouldn't mind, just keeping an eye on our steel guitar player. I'm sorry to have to tell you this, but it seems during intermission, he escaped from his ankle monitor. And so if you just watch him, as you can tell by looking at him, he's not going to go any place real fast. You know what I'm saying? He's the guy sitting behind this table over on this side. We don't know what it is. No one knows what he does back there. We've been trying to figure it out all summer long. I think it's a loom and he's making an Afghan myself, but I don't know. This man is wanted in 5 states, but trust me when I tell you, no one wants him here. His lot in life was pretty much set when in 3rd grade his teacher asked, "What comes at the end of a sentence?" And he said, "The appeal." Today he was trying to impress a younger lady, well, younger compared to him. She was in her early 90s, and well, look at him. I mean, he's so old his blood type's been discontinued. When he was young, the Dead Sea was just a little sick, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, he's telling this lady all about the expensive, exclusive gated community he lived in Florida without telling them that this gated community is known as the Florida State Prison. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, I would like to introduce to you one of the world's great steel guitar players. But instead, I have to introduce the one that we have. So please say hello to the guy that was my very good friend before this introduction. From London, England, on the pedal steel guitar, he's one of the good ones, Mr. Roger Reddick. Roger!
Thank you, Bill. Always a pleasure. Now our band leader, playing that banjo and piano, from Two Harbors, Minnesota, Chad Willow. All right. And keeping the beat, from St. Paul, Minnesota, Marcus Vaughn. Let him hear it, folks. The Coal Diggers, come on.
Up above my head, I hear music in the air. Up above my head, I hear music in the air. Up above my head, I hear music in the air. I really do believe, I really do believe there's a joy somewhere.
Roads were icy, snow was falling, drifts were high. I was weary from my driving, so I stopped to rest for a while. I sat down at a truck stop. I was thinking about my past. I've had a long streak of that bad luck, but I pray it's gone at last, gone at last, gone at last, gone at last, oh, gone at last. I've had a long streak of that bad luck, but I pray it's gone at last.
Your problem, tell me why you're so downcast. I had long street that bad luck, but I pray it's gone at last.
Gone at last, gone at last, gone at last, oh, gone at last. I've had a long streak of that bad luck, but I pray it's gone at last.
Once in a while, from out of nowhere, when you least expect it and unprepared, somebody will come and lift you higher, and your burden soon will be shared. I do believe if I hadn't met you, I might still be singing fast. I've had a long streak of that bad luck, but I pray it's gone at last. Gone, gone. Gone, 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 gone at last, gone at last, gone, 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 oh, gone at last. I've had a long streak of that bad luck, but I pray it's gone, gone at last. Woo!
Final night of the season, and thinking about 50th anniversary and Harold and how many times I remember watching the show where you and Harold watched the show from sitting in the jail,
On the
watching
stage.
the back of the kid performers. But I was thinking about Harold on the final night, and I don't know if anybody else could answer this question except for you, realizing that nearly 4 million people have seen the Medora Musical. What do you think Harold would have thought on that night, the last night of the 50th anniversary season? What would have he said to the 4 million people?
Oh, I know he would have said, he would try to erase the importance of himself right off the bat and say, I had the idea, I had the money, I got it started, but believe me. And then he would think of all the people that took what his little dream was and made it into this huge event. I think of my most famous line that Harold always says is that I was the luckiest man in the world to do all the things I was able to do, because I didn't have any education and I really didn't have any talent. But he had imagination and he believed in himself as getting it started, but he also knew how to select the great people that kept this dream of his going and made it the big thing it is today.
I remember knowing this about Harold as well. I don't know of anybody who ever was able to say thank you better.
No.
And if there was a way to thank 4 million people individually, he would have figured out how to do it.
You know, Harold never went to bed at night without saying something out loud, like a prayer. And every night of his life he said, thank you for the day and for all the people that have helped me fulfill my dreams, whether it was the Gold Seal Company, his ranch, selling Mr. Bubble, and then Medora. He was so grateful to everybody that got on board and made this beginning little dream into something so big.
Well, you're a young lady. Are you looking forward to the next 50 years?
I'll be 91 when I sit there opening night next summer, and I can hardly wait.
Folks, it is now time for our feature act, and boy, are you going to love them. We sure do. The Chicago Boys Acrobatic Team is a professional gymnastics troupe consisting of talented young men and boys from the Chicagoland area. It was founded by professional gymnast Tim Shaw. These young inner-city youth are taught discipline, respect, hard work, integrity, and teamwork. They performed for NBA and college halftime shows, professional circuses, festivals, theme parks, and schools. And in 2013, they were semifinalists in America's Got Talent. And we got them in Medora. Why don't you give them a warm Medora welcome, the Chicago Boys!
Make some noise for the Chicago Boys.
Oh, yeah! Here we go, Medora!
I feel so close to you right now.
Yeah! Let's go, yo! Pump it up there! Let's go! Yeah! Come on, Ted! Take it up! Yeah! Yeah! Give it up! Come on, y'all! Oh, yeah! We're about to turn this up just a little bit more. Right now, we got each one of our top performers. They're gonna do their very special tumbling pass just for you guys. Are you ready? Let's go! Antonio, your turn. Let's go! Take it up, let's go, let's go! Yeah! Let's go! Keep it going! Anthony, your turn, let's go, let's go! Take it up! Come on! I like it, come on! I like that, yes! Deshaun, your turn. Let's do it. Next level. Whoa. Yeah. Yeah. And bringing out the little guy. One more time. 11-year-old Martavius. Let's go. Yeah. Let's go, Ted. Take it up. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Omar, what you got for me? Let's go. Take it down. Let's go, Omar. Oh, go, 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 stop, go. Yeah. Omar, let's go, let's go. Let's get ready. Take it up, here you go. Now, you saw us down on the floor. Now get ready, Medora. We're gonna show you how the Chicago Boys fly. But to help kick this off, we're gonna bring out some help from the man himself, Mr. Bill Sorensen. Yeah. Come on, Bill. You're gonna stand right here. Put your arms all the way up. Relax. Don't move. Give me a big smile. Yeah. And good luck, Bill. Let's go. Take it up. Come on, everybody. Clap, clap. Martavius. Take it up. Let's go. Antonio. Omar. Isha. Anthony. Yeah. Let's go, y'all. You know what? We're going to take this up Just a little bit higher. Here we go. All right, Bill, we need you one more time. So you gotta put your arms up just like this. Relax, don't move. Yeah, I like that. All right, Tay. Put your arms all the way up. Let's go, Bill. Good luck again. Here we go. Let's go. Give it up, Antonio. Let's go, let's go. Here we go. Yeah. Oh, yeah. We're going to take this up a little bit higher. Let's go. Since you guys are such a good crowd, we got one more big one for you. But this time, it's not one, not two, but three. Here we go. Set it up, y'all. Let's go. Clap, 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 clap. Here we go, y'all. This is for you, Medora. Let's do it, y'all. One more time. Everybody say, oh, oh. Say, oh, oh. Say, oh, oh. Say, oh, oh. You know what? We're not done yet. We're going to bring out some help from the back with the Medora stage crew. Come on, guys, help us out. Let's do it. Here we go. Oh, yeah. Now, you saw us go higher. But now it's time to go the distance. Check this out. Martavius, your turn. Let's go! Yeah! Come on, y'all, give it up! Come on, one more time, make some noise! Oh, yeah. Now we're gonna make it just a little bit longer. Let's go. Anthony, your turn. Clap, 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 clap. Yeah! Let's go. Let's make it longer. Omar, your turn. Let's go. Show them how you fly. Let's go, let's go. Here we go. Yeah! It's getting longer and longer. Now you see why we have to have really good insurance. Oh yeah, because coming up next, we got our next flyer. His name is Antonio, but he flies so far, we like to call him the Batman! He's ready, let's go, Batman! Everybody clap, 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 let's go, here we go! I like that. Let's go. We're down to our last flyer. His name is Deshaun, but he flies so far, we call him the Superman. Let's go. Come on, y'all. Here we go. Let's go. Superman. Everybody clap, 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 clap. Here we go. Superman. Let's do it. Here we go. Yeah! Oh yeah! Let's go! We got one more for you. Let's go, everybody! Clap, 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 clap. Thank you guys for being an amazing audience. Give it up for America's Got Talent semifinalists. The Chicago Boys. Up. Yeah!
It's been fun visiting and remembering Harold in the context of the 50th anniversary of the Medora Musical. And I know this. Harold was able to say thank you better than anyone I've ever met. And I want to thank everybody for coming out and making it not only an anniversary season, but a record season. 124,000 people saw that show this year. And the most exciting part about it is that we think it's going to grow from here. And it's because the show has stayed true, like Sheila spoke about. On April 2nd, 2016, it will be the 30th anniversary of the Theodore Roosevelt Medora Foundation. The foundation that the Schafer family, Harold and his kids and Sheila, created so that Medora would live on forever. And I think Harold would be most proud that we are now approaching 1,000 annual members of the Medora Foundation. And it's a $250 annual membership, and we invite all of the viewers to consider becoming members of the Medora Foundation. Just go to Medora.com or call us at 701-223-4800 if you're interested in becoming a member of the Medora Foundation, because we really do believe that 50 years from now, someone's going to be doing an interview celebrating the longest running show in America on the 100th anniversary. So thank you to everybody who came out, and thank you to those who are coming out next summer. We can't wait for you to be in Medora.
Right now, we'd like to take you back with us to 1898.
1898, Miss M?
Yes, sir.
That's not the look, I'm sorry.
Oh, wait.
All right. Now we'll take you back to 1898. Theodore Roosevelt has just volunteered to lead a cavalry unit into Cuba to fight in the Spanish-American War. A volunteer cavalry that he'd raised up from the cowpunchers and ranchers of the West. Join Roosevelt's Rough Riders. Your country's looking for hard-fighting men with the skills to meet the needs of this outfit. Brave men, citizen soldiers to become Theodore Roosevelt's Rough Riders. I want you. And you. soon the moment came. Roosevelt's Rough Riders were called to duty in Cuba.
These were men who knew toil and hardship, hunger and thirst. They felt the beat of hardy life in their veins. There could be no better material for soldiers than these wild Rough Riders of the plains.
My dearest Molly, not knowing what today will bring, I sit here with the boys of Troop K, all of us, much wearied from our training in Texas and our boat crossing to Cuba. I find peace and strength knowing you are safe at home in North Dakota, amid the blooming prairie roses and the fields of clover. On Thursday last, we landed to find swamps, mosquitoes, mud,
and temperatures of over 100 degrees. We are now assembled outside of Santiago, awaiting orders to take the hill before us. Colonel Roosevelt keeps our spirits high under appalling conditions. I have confidence that under his leadership, the heroes that fight at my side shall be victorious. I pray that I will be near you once more.
As my love is always, your faithful husband, Corporal Jesse D. Langdon, Troop K, Rough Riders.
Journal entry. We Rough Riders were restless and impatient, awaiting an order to advance. We were lying in mosquito bogs and bushes, 100-degree heat, while the Spaniards swept the area with heavy volleys. We had lost good men while we were forced to wait. I had sent messenger after messenger for permission to advance, and had just about made up my mind that, in the absence of orders, we would march towards the guns, when a rider appeared with orders telling us to pull back. But I knew we must take that hill. I called to my men to form up. We joined the regulars at the foot of Kettle Hill. I formed my men in skirmishes. They were crouched or lying prone, waiting for my command. Ahead rose a treeless slope, Kettle Hill, and at the top a blockhouse, 1,000,000 miles away. All right, men, move out. Slowly. Stay low. Steady, boys. Always in that split second before an advance, there seems to be a moment when everything stops. The only movement, the pounding of your heart. The enemy fire had increased in volume. It was now or never. So I said in a voice firm and strong, I am the ranking officer here, sir, and I say let me and my men through. Rough Riders, charge!
Yes, this was a victory for Roosevelt and his Rough Riders. A moment in history that has been well documented. But you can only imagine these men could not wait to get home, to those waiting and worrying like so many of you. We have some very special people in our audience tonight. Every year we salute the brave men and women who have served in our country's armed forces. Tonight, we'd like to recognize those of you who are left behind, who have to say goodbye to your loved ones. For you serve alongside your soldiers, and we honor your sacrifice. If you are a family member of someone who is serving or has served in our nation's armed forces, will you please stand now and be recognized? Families, stand. Thank you for your support, for holding down the fort at home. It is so very important, and we thank you. And now, soldiers, my fellow veterans, will you please rise and join your families? Veterans, stand. Thank you for your service. Thank you. Yes. Thank you so very much. You may be seated. Together, you are what makes our country strong. And we thank all of you for your service. We'd like to dedicate this next song to you.
Every night that I spend here without you, I'm longing for the day that you'll come home. Wherever you may travel, I'll be with you. No matter where you are, you're not alone. Though we're miles apart, I know deep in my heart it'll only be a while until I see you smile. And you'll come home to North Dakota. Come hear the prairie song. You've been away too long. So come home to North Dakota. North Dakota is the place where you belong. So come home to North Dakota. Come hear the prairie song. You've been away too long. Come to North Dakota. North Dakota is the place where I belong. I still love you as I did yesterday. Many years have gone by, yet it seems just like a day. It's no wonder that I love you. You've been so kind and true. There will never be another. It'll always be just you.
We've gone a long way together, and it proves your love is true. My life's been a pleasure, and it's all because of you. And to me, you'll always be just
Tonight, we celebrate the past, and we look to the future, remembering where we came from, and ever mindful of the legacy we leave.
My fellow Americans, North Dakotans, I would not have been president had it not been for my experience in North Dakota. Cherish the natural resources. Cherish the history and romance as a sacred heritage. Cherish these natural wonders for your children and your children's children. It was here, in these beautiful Badlands, that the romance of my life began.
I am North Dakota. I hold the footprints of those that have gone before me. The footprints of Lewis and Clark on their journey to the undiscovered West.
Of Sakakawea and Jean-Baptiste, of the Hidatsa and Mandan peoples, footprints of Sitting Bull, Custer, and of Theodore Roosevelt.
Of the Arikara and the Métis.
I am the Dakota nations.
I'm the banks and valleys of my rivers, and the immigrants who came to tame them.
I am the shout of a Ukrainian farmer, the ring of a Lebanese rail worker's hammer, the prosperity brought by the French frontiersman's traps. I am the son and daughter
of an Irish pioneer. I'm Polish. I'm German. I'm Scot. I'm the manicured farm of my Scandinavian settlers.
There's a winding path through a field of wheat on a plot of land by a rambling creek that finds its way into that old Missouri just a few miles down the road. And the evening sun in brilliant golden red set the rocks on fire below the thunderheads that roll like kings across an amber sky like great white buffalo.
I am North Dakota. I am the Pemmican Gorge, green in summer, glorious in fall.
I am the rust-colored lignite scoria found in the burning hills of my Badlands.
The sway of the sunflower, reaching for the light.
I am a threshing reunion, a sunset over Devil's Lake, a firework display on the 4th of July.
I am country music, a polka,
the lonesome cry of the coyote.
I am a couple. I am a crowd. I am North Dakota.
And it's here I come alive. And it's your land. And it's mine. It's North Dakota that keeps running through my mind like a song that's always with me. And it gets me every time. Wherever I am carried, wherever I may be, it's always North Dakota. Though created by the Father, it is my people who give me life. It's always North Dakota.
I am North Dakota.
We are North Dakota. It's always North Dakota. We are North Dakota.
Strong.
Proud.
Free.
America, America, you know the sun is shining on a brand new day. America, America, I know that we can do it 'cause we know the way.
We got the best gang farmers in the whole wide world.
The fastest horses and the prettiest girls.
We got the Army, the Navy, Air Force, and Marines.
Mightiest fighting force the world's ever seen.
We're the kind of people that can get things done.
West Southern noticed that was still number one.
We got the nerve, we got the
sun is shining on a brand new day.
America, America, I know that we could do it this other way. America, America,
let's have a few cheers for the red, white, and blue.
America, America, I know that you could do it. I believe in you. Believe in you, America. Medora Musical, ladies and gentlemen. Please put your hands together for the Medora Trail Riders. And our feature act, the Chicago Boys.
Oh, yeah!
How about a hand for Sheriff Barry and Cowboy Lyle? Folks, our fantastic band, the Coal Diggers. And your very own Burning Hill Singers! Ladies and gentlemen, Cowboy Chet Wallen.
Yeah.
My co-host, Wild West prestidigitator from Bismarck, North Dakota, Mr. Bill Sorensen.
And of course, the star of our show, the Queen of the West, Emily Walter.
Thank you so much for joining us on this gorgeous night. The Burning Hill Singer, the Coal Diggers, and Chicago Boys will be down along this area as well as up top. Stop by and say hello. I'm going to scoot up to the mid-level gift shop for hats and CDs. We will see you the next time in Medora. Good night, folks.
Thanks, everyone.